So you are
Yeah, right. Yeah, so I think we can start the sessions. So, yeah, 18 for. So today is the revision session first. So we have two more session on Thursday and Friday. Okay, so today we'll discuss few questions and we are going to release the mock test as well. So you can just go through the mock test also. So let me share my screen.
Sir, today you will solve the mock test paper.
No, no, we'll release the mock test. You can solve by your own. Okay.
Okay, sir. Or
Yeah.
sir, today PYQ session.
Yes, I have. I'm going to discuss few previous year question. Yeah.
Hmm.
So
Okay,
that we'll
sir.
discuss the concept. Yeah. Uh, is this visible?
Yes, sir, visible.
yes, sir,
Yes,
it
sir.
is.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So see, in the week one, we have discussed about the sanity of data, right? So what do you understand by sanity of data? Yes, anyone?
Yes.
Organizing the data, like
Yeah. So when I say sanity of data, so data, our data must be in a well
filtering.
organized format. It should follow all the rules, or it should be in a structure format, right? So what are the rules here? Like we have different data types we have discussed, right? So that should be there proper, and the value also should be there, right? So the overall structure of a table and few rules I can say about the table should be true. Okay, so that will be sanity of data we can say. So this is a table given to us. Information represent from the words data set, and it may have some mistakes with respect to sanity of data. Identify all such row with such mistakes. Okay, so if you remember the words data set, we have uh, row number, like sequence number, field value, then we have some marks also. Sorry, a word and
Sir,
the letter
sorry
count,
to
right?
interrupt.
Hmm?
Sir, I didn't why I didn't got the quiz one mock test for the in my
No, no,
portal.
I have not released it. After the session will release. Okay,
Okay, okay, okay.
don't worry. Yeah.
Sorry, sir.
So yeah, tell me about the row number one. Do we have any mistake here? Row number one, field is card number and value is ABC. Is that fine for row number one?
No, so
Yes,
like
sir.
value should be integer, right?
Yeah. So if
There
you
should be a
observe,
number
for
here.
yeah, for the card number, our value must be an integer. So, but this is a string ABC. So this is not correct. So I can say row number one incorrect data type is there of card number, right?
Yes, sir.
Correct
Yes,
thing
sir.
should be 0102 like that. Okay. So that
Yes,
is
sir.
my
It
card
should be a
number.
number.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
What about row number two?
So it is correct.
Yeah,
It
sir.
is
That's
correct.
Field
fine.
is word
It's
and
correct, sir.
unpleasant. That is fine. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
String data type, everything is fine. What about row number three?
It is also correct.
Yes, sir, it is also correct.
Part of speech and we have adjective, right? This is also fine. What about row number four?
Sir, it is not
No,
correct
sir.
because
No, sir, it is not correct. Letter
uh,
It's
count
incorrect.
our letter
can be
count
negative.
can't be a negative number.
If you see words data set, we have the words and the corresponding letter count is given to us. So letter
Yes,
count cannot be a negative. So here letter count is 2, letter count is 3, right? So it
yes,
cannot be
sir.
a negative number, but it has to be an integer, right? So I can say that row 4 incorrect data type of letter count, right? Any other issue with this
Sir,
particular?
I have problem in row 2. What is unpleasant? Why?
No, no. See, here we are checking the field is word, and word is basically unpleasant, right? So value of that particular field is unpleasant, right? That is correct, right? In the with respect to words data set we are talking, right? Just a second.
Sir, will you please repeat?
See, row number two is saying the field is basically word, and if you see this words data set, we have like this. We have a sequence number, we have some word, then we have some letter count, right? And then we have part of speech. All those things are there. If you refer to this. So what we are saying for the word, so this unpleasant is a word, right? And it is in a quotation, that is basically string. So it is following my data type as well. So if you just look at this words data set, then you can see it is satisfying my a structure of that particular data set. Okay.
Yes, sir, yes, I
Actually,
got it.
like correct, sir. Only the value was wrong in row 4. So why you choose row 4 as the answer?
Yeah. So only the value is correct, right? Data type is fine here.
So,
So
yes.
here invalid value for letter count. So here option A and this one is correct, right? So row 1 and this one. In row 1 we have a incorrect data type because card number cannot be string value, and in here row number 4 it cannot be a negative value. Okay. So just a second.
So why option number D is not correct? Incorrect data type of data count.
Data type
Oh.
is correct. Now it's -10, so it is an integer.
Yeah, here we are saying incorrect data type, right? Data type is correct, that is integer, but it is negative, right? A letter count cannot be negative if you
Oh,
observe here, right?
okay, so got it.
Yeah. So if you understand this particular question, now you can answer this question now. We don't have any option, but you have to tell me which row has the issue with. Okay. So same thing, but here we are dealing with the scores data set. So that's why I said that please refer to all the data set in the exam. You will only get the template of that particular data set. Okay, not the actual data.
The row
Sir,
6 and 8 is wrong.
Row
Okay.
4,
First, we will go row by
Row
one.
4.
Okay. Row by row. Okay.
Okay,
What
sir.
about row number 1?
it's
Yes, sir,
correct.
it's correct.
Correct,
Card
sir.
number
Sir,
is
it's
correct. Value is also fine. What about row number 2?
Yes, sir, it's
It's
correct.
correct.
Correct, sir.
Name, Harish.
Yeah, sir.
Gender?
Row number 3 correct.
Yes, sir, correct.
Yeah.
Row
What
number
about date
4
of birth?
correct.
No, sir, here is
wrong,
not mentioned.
row
Date
number
of birth
4,
30th
row
November,
number
right?
8,
Yeah.
wrong.
So here is not mentioned here, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So row number 4 has the issue. What about row number 5?
Correct.
No, sir, no
Correct.
issue.
Actually, sir.
Row number
Hello, sir.
6 is incorrect.
Yes.
In date of birth, always there won't be presence of year, no, sir. In the
Date account.
I mean, what IIT Madras gave common data. In that, they'll be just writing 30 now. So that's why it's wrong. Wrong,
Yeah.
sir.
Also, it is not satisfying the data set template, right? What we have done, right? If you
Right,
observe.
I think
Not,
because on the card there no mention about the year.
It is not
yes,
mentioned November, right?
Yes.
yes.
It
So
is like
that's why
this.
it's.
Yeah.
So I
So
think this is
that's the
right.
reason it's wrong, sir.
No, that's why it is wrong because here we have not mentioned the EMBER November, right? Only NOV is mentioned there.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
And one more important point here, if I mention in the question that date of birth should follow this DDMMYY format, then
Okay.
in that case that this will be also correct. Sorry, this will be also wrong. Okay. So we will mention that date of birth will follow this particular format. Then you have to check for that particular format. If
Okay,
that
sir.
note is not mentioned, then whatever the data set is following, that you have to consider. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, okay.
Yeah. If you see some previous year question, in that we have mentioned date of birth in this format, but we have also added one note there. Okay, so that will be correct. So please read the question carefully. So row
Okay,
number
sir.
4 has the issue. This is not correct. What about row number 6? Row 5 is correct.
Sir, wrong.
Sir,
Sir,
entire
no, sir, it's wrong.
Yeah.
Mark of 100.
Physics math cannot be greater than
It's
100,
not
right?
possible. Yes, yes.
Yes. So it should be less than 100. That is why this is not correct. So violating this one. What about row number 7?
Correct, sir.
yeah, sir,
Correct,
it's
sir.
fine.
What about row number 8?
No,
I
sir.
think
No.
Sir, we have to add some. Sir,
Wrong,
it is wrong, sir, because
Sir,
row
it
number
is wrong
6
because we got it.
row number 6 is
Yes, it
false,
is.
and
Excuse
it
me,
should
sir.
be
Hello.
Okay.
false.
Yeah,
Hello.
got it. Yeah. In the scores
Hello.
data set, yes.
Sir, this session is not live on YouTube. It shows live but not live.
Think it is. Can you check the calendar link?
Yes, yes. I'm joining with Zoom and YouTube as well, but Zoom is fine, but not YouTube. It
Okay.
shows live but not actually live on YouTube.
I checked it. Not live. Okay. Just a second.
Nothing. सर ये सिर्फ सिटी का ही डाउट सेशन है
Yes, ये revision session है.
ओके
So in this
Revision
revision
session
session,
for
we will
city
cover.
only.
Yeah. Hello.
Sir,
Yeah. So
we
here you
will
can.
cover.
Yeah, just please. So it is live on YouTube now. We have simply changed the link. You can refer to this link that I have shared. Okay.
Sir, is it for only city?
Yes, city session only. Yes.
Okay.
Sir,
Sir,
one
in this session, we will
can we
write
get this
story or
PDF?
not.
Yeah. In this session, we are going to discuss first the question that I have prepared. This is question from previous year. Question, and then you can, if you have any doubt, you can ask. Okay. And at the end of the
Okay,
session, I will share this PDF. Don't worry.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Sir,
Great.
when we discuss topic lecture,
सर
Sorry.
कैन नोट लाइक
hearing,
Just
sir,
one by
hearing.
one.
मतलब
What
Sir, when
about
we discuss topic, all topics.
topic? Okay. We'll summarize in Thursday session. But yeah, see, if you are able to solve the question, then in this way we can discuss the concept as well. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So if you want summary of week 1 to 4, then in Thursday session we can discuss.
सर
Okay,
can
sir.
we ask about a doubt week 1 week 2 and week 3 week 4 all kind of a doubt I can ask
Yes,
Sir,
after
all the
this
week
particular
only.
session. Okay.
okay
Let
sir
me
when
complete all the question, then we can ask.
okay
Yeah.
This is previous year question, sir.
Sorry.
This is previous year question.
Yeah, these are few previous year questions, few mock question, assignment question as well. Okay. So
Okay,
let's
okay, okay.
discuss this. Okay. So what about row number 8? It is not correct because in the scores data set, if you observe, we have 3 subjects, that is physics, chemistry, and math. And if you just do a total, that is basically maximum 300 marks, right? But total is 398. That is not possible. So that's why row number 8 has a mistake. So row number 8, row number 6, and row number 4 has a mistake. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Now, simple question from the previous year, or you can say a mock test also. I think this type of question we have. So tell me, what about this first thing? What is the output, matching output in column number 2?
Wrong, sir, wrong.
No, not wrong.
Because we have
What
double
we
equal
have,
to.
yeah. So what is the answer from column 2?
False. Third.
Invalid expression.
Invalid expression.
Invalid expression. See here. Here we have said 2 equal to 2 or 2 greater than 3. So if you observe 2 greater than, this is basically false, right? But what about this one? 2 equal to 2? This is not a correct because here we are assigning this. Equal to is a assignment operator, right? Assigning value. Assignment. If we want to check whether the value of 2 is equals to 2, in that scenario we use double equal to symbol. So here I am not going to get any answer that is not true or not false, right? So this is basically invalid, right? If I say this or this, I don't have any output for this particular expression. So or clause is there and false is there. So we don't have anything. We have or and then we have false. That is basically invalid expression. So A is going to match with 1 here. Now what about second one?
So false.
False, sir.
So 2 equals
False.
to 2, that
False.
is correct. So that is basically true. Here we have and clause and 2 greater than 3, that is basically false. So true and false is what? False here.
False.
Okay.
What about this C?
Sir,
Invalid expression.
invalid expression.
Invalid expression again, right? Again, invalid expression like this. Now what about this D?
It's
Again, I
also
think invalid expression.
invalid expression.
If you see
Invalid, sir.
2 and this one, so we cannot perform the arithmetic operation between the two different data types values. If you observe, this is basically integer and this is basically a string, right?
String.
So we
Sir,
cannot perform
sir,
an
please explain
operation
string, sir.
string. So
Yes,
whatever
sir,
you are
string.
going to put in a quotation like this, that is basically string value. It can be a 2, this is also string data type. It can be ABC also. It can be alphanumeric also, like your roll number 21 F1 like this. All are the string data values, whatever you are going to put in
And sir,
double quotation.
please explain about the two equal sign.
This double equals to, right?
C1.
Yeah, double equal. What the concept of this, please?
Okay, this is about the string. Okay. Now, this is equal to sign means assignment. When I say A equals to 2, it means the value of A is 2. We are assigning the value 2 to A, variable A. But when I say A equals to 2, here we are checking whether the value of A is 2 or not. Okay. So, here we are checking the value of A is 2 or not. So, the answer will be either true or false here. So that's why it is a comparison operator. Okay.
Sir, when there is
Comparison.
only one equals to, did we assume there?
Sorry.
So when there is only one equal to sign between any two numbers,
Hmm.
like you said, we are assigning there.
Hmm.
Did we just assume that? Just like we let things in mathematics, A is equal to this and this.
Yeah. A equals to 2. So we are assigning the value of value 2 to this particular variable A. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So if I say A equals to A plus 2, in
Yes, sir.
the next line, first, this is I have executed. In the line number 2, the value of A will be 2. So A equals to 2 plus 2, then it will be 4. Okay. Because the value of A is 2 here.
Yes, sir.
And then here I am checking whether A equals to 4.
Sir,
So this will be either true or false. Okay. This is what the comparison operator is. This is what the assignment is.
Sir,
Two
Yes.
equal.
C1 is false, na?
C1.
That 2 equals to 3.
Yeah,
Option.
this is basically invalid expression. 2 equals to 3. We are not comparing 2 to 3, right? That's what I said. Assignment. So value of 2 equals to 3. Like we are assigning the value, right? That is not correct. So
This basically says that you can't assign the value of 3 to 2.
yeah, so we are saying it is 2. Basically, it is 3, right? Like this. Okay, that is not correct, right?
So, सर आई मीन आप ऐसा कह रहे हैं कि हम इंटीजर टू इक्वल इंटीजर नहीं कर सकते.
इक्वल टू इंटीजर ऐसा नहीं बोल रहा हूँ मैं. देखो,
लाइक वेरिएबल का नाम लाइक इंटीजर नहीं हो सकता.
नो, variable ka naam, it can start with integer also, not an issue. Like 2a like this also possible. But here we have only 2 here, right? Not 2a, right?
So can you
That's why.
sir, can you please explain more clearly the assigning the value? What is the main, matlab, what is the assigning of value?
Bro,
Assignment meant was I have this simple variable a, b, or any variable. I want to assign this value to this particular variable. So I can give any value a equals to 2 or b equals to 3 like this. So when I say c equals to a plus b, the value of c will be what? 2 plus 3 like this. Okay.
Yes,
So that will be
yes.
5. So
Okay,
here
sir.
the value of C is 5. Okay. Now if I am checking if C equals to 5, then we are saying do some or return C like this. Okay. So then it is going to return C if this is correct. So this is the condition we are checking. Okay. So C equals to 5. Here we are checking whether the value of C is 5 or not. Okay. So we are
Yes.
checking here. It is a
So
comparison operator. Yes.
We can't do any arithmetical operation, right?
when there is double equality in an equation, we have to assume that it is 5. If
Double
there is
equal to?
yes, sir. If C is double equal to 5, we have to assume that yes, it is 5, and we have to check that in
No,
that
whether the value of C is 5 or not. We have to check that. Okay.
check. Okay, sir.
So we have various comparison operator. Okay. So first we have greater than symbol. We have less than symbol. This is greater than equals to, less than equals to like this. And then we have this equals to sign. Okay. Double equals to.
Okay.
And this is not equals to. Exclamatory tag and equal to is basically not equal. Less than, greater than is also not equal, and equal to, then we have like this dash also.
Not equal.
So this is also not equal. So here we have three symbol for not equal. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Sir, exclamation mark is also for not only, na?
Explanation. Sorry. Explain this
Exclamation mark.
and equals to sign is there. Okay. Also.
No, sir.
Together.
Only exclamation mark.
Only this one.
Yes, sir.
No. This is not a thing. It is a special character. Okay. So
Yes, sir. This
explanation
is for
and then
not.
equals to. This is for not equals to, not this one. Okay.
Okay, sir.
But sir, only not for not only.
Only for not.
Yes, sir.
That is negation symbol is there. This one. Okay. So
What is this, sir?
negation symbol.
Oh.
So in 11th and 12th, we learn propositional logic, so that we use negation symbol here. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So this is about the comparison operator. So what about 2 plus this one in quotation 2? We cannot do any arithmetic operation. That is basically invalid again. So again D1 here. What about this one? 2 greater than or equals to 2?
True, sir.
True. So this is basically true,
Yeah, sir,
right?
true.
So if you observe, option number, sorry, B is correct here. Okay.
E true.
Yes. Any doubt in this question?
E.
Okay.
Sir,
Right.
A1 is correct. No, sorry. Yeah. B.
Yeah. So this is about this particular question. Correct.
Hello.
Yes.
Sir, how is E true?
So 2 is greater than or equals to 2, but 2 is equal to 2, right? So that is true. So here we are comparison operator. We are comparing whether the value of 2 is
But sir,
equals
it is
to or
telling
greater
that 2 is greater than.
or equals to the other. No?
Basically,
It's or also.
it is we have option there. It can be bigger or it can be
Can
equal.
be bigger or it
Equal.
can be
Okay.
equal to. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
So 2 greater than or equals to 2, right?
We have to choose between two signs.
This is what
here.
it is. Or sign or symbol is there, right? So
Okay.
anything can proceed. Okay. Great.
Sir, logical operator like this, like greater than or equal to, are true for any case like this, or it's only for right now?
No, here write this only. If I say 1 greater than
Greater than
equals
or
to 2,
equal
this
to
will be false,
this
right?
will be false, but if I'm saying the numbers are equal and it is greater than or equal to, so in any case it would be equal, right?
Yeah, that will be true. If I say 5 greater than or equals to 2, that is true. Yeah. Okay. Any number on this side greater than 2 will be true.
When we say 2 equal to, then why we?
That is not correct. 2 equal to 2. Here we are not saying 2 equal to 2. This is a comparison operator here. This is what the comparison we are doing. Whether 2 is greater than or equals to 2. So here x greater than or equals to y. This means that we are checking whether x is greater than or equals to y. Okay.
Okay.
So this is assignment or comparison?
This is a comparison operator. Assignment only equal to
Comparison.
sign is there. That's it.
Yes.
Sign. Okay.
Okay. So let's move on to our next question here. The following pseudocode is executed using the words data set. What will A represent at the end of execution? Okay. So A equals to 0. So we have initialized the variable, and here we have a while loop. So tell me how this while loop is working first. While then we have some
While
Until we get our iteration done.
Yes,
iteration
So
done means
loop.
what?
Sir, please again, can you please tell me again?
What is while
until the
loop? I'm
parts
asking.
are until the some condition is true, we will iterate
Yeah.
some
So
operation on this data set.
So what I will do, I will check this condition. If this is true, then I'm going to do this particular whatever the code is written. Again, I will go back to this particular while loop. Again, I'm going to check condition. If again it is true, then again I'm going to execute this one. So this will get continue. I'm going to check this condition again and again unless this particular condition will become false. Okay. Now, if this condition become false, I am going to stop iterating through this particular loop. I will exit this and I will continue with the next part of code. Okay. So we
Okay,
are
sir.
going to keep execute this particular line of code till this particular condition will become false. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So see here in that scenario, we have condition table 1 has more rows. Now this, sorry, this will be false when table 1 will become empty, right? So we are
Yes, sir.
keeping, we are reading the first row and we are moving that particular row to table 2. So in this way, table 1 will get empty. In that scenario, we will stop this particular looping operation, right? So this is about the while loop. We have discussed this also earlier. Now, here if you observe, we have two while loop, that is nested while loop here. So table 1 has more rows. If the table 1 has more rows, then we are going to read the first row X from the table 1. Okay. Then here we have I equals to 1. Then we have B equals to true. So here we have two variables.
Sir.
Now, while I is less than or equals to letter count. So if you just go to
What
the
does
work,
I represent here?
I is just a variable. And the
It's a
value
way.
of that particular variable is 1 for this
Okay.
case. Okay.
Okay.
And if you see the words data set, here we have it was Monday morning. So this is the first sentence we have. Okay.
Hmm.
Not. And letter count is 2, 3, 6, 7 here like this. Okay. Letter
Okay,
count.
sir.
Now for the first word
sir,
that
it
is
is
it,
word count, na?
letter count. Okay. So just
Then
refer to
what?
words data set.
Oh, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Then it is what in a sentence we count it as one.
Please let
In a
Basically, he is saying it is word count or letter count.
no letter
Is
count.
letter
Number
count
of
here?
letter
Letter
in this
count.
particular word.
Present in
Okay.
a
Okay, sir, I got.
Yeah. So please refer to this words data set.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. So I equals to 1, B equals to true, right? So here we have variable I which is initialized to 1, then we have variable B equals to true. While I is less than or equals to letter count. So for the first iteration, here I am reading the first row, that will be it. Okay. So I have read the first row X, that is basically it. Then I equals to 1, B equals to true. We are checking I less than or equals to letter count. So 1, because the value of I is 1, less than or equals to letter count is 2 here. So 1 is less than or equals to 2. That is correct, right? That is true. 1 is less than or
Yeah,
true.
it's true. Yeah,
Then
true.
I am going to execute this one. So if ith letter means the first letter of that particular word X is a vowel or not. I am checking. So is it a vowel?
yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So this is
Yes,
I
sir.
is a
Yes,
vowel,
sir.
right? If I is vowel, then I am setting B to false. The value of this variable B is false now. Okay. And then I'm going to increment the value of I to I plus 1, that is basically 2. Because here we have I equals to 1. Then we have curly braces. Then I'm going to go back to again this particular while loop. Again I'm going to check this condition. But this time the value of I is what? 2 here. So in the second iteration, we are checking whether 2 is less than or equals to 2.
It
Is
is
it
equals
correct?
to. Yes, sir. It is correct.
Yes. Again, it is true. Again, I'm going to check second letter of the word, that is basically T. So whether T is the vowel? No,
No.
right? T is not a vowel, so we are not going to do anything. Simply we go to this particular line, line number 9. Again, we are going to increment the value of I, that is basically 3. Now again, I will go to a while loop. Again, I will check whether I, that is 3, is less than or equals to 2.
False.
So this is false. Now at this point, this condition is false. So I will exit the while loop. I will go for this next line now, line number B. Sorry, line number 11. Now what is B here?
B
As of
false.
now.
B is false. It got updated to false, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So if B is false, so if this
Yes.
is false, we are not going to increment the value of A, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if block is over, now I am moving this X to, that is basically this particular word, to next table 2. Then here you can see curly braces. Then I will go to this particular while loop. So how I decided to go to which while loop here? So here you can see the indentation part. Okay, indentation is missing here, right? So while also having this indentation like this here. So you have to see this indentation for this particular while loop, right? Now, if I go back to the next iteration, my second row will be what was here, right? Now tell me what will happen in the case of was.
First
So same
letter
thing
is
like
wrong, not
B.
a vowel.
B will
Again, I
assign.
one B equals to true. I is
Yes.
what, one letter count is 3.
Hmm.
Yeah. So first letter count of a vowel, that is W, that is not a vowel. So I will go back to this. I will not going to execute. I will go to this particular line number 9. And here I have I equals 2 plus 1, that is 2. Again, I will go to this particular while loop. Again, I will check for this condition. Again, 2 is less than equals to 3. That is true. So A
Yes.
is there. Second letter of the word is of a vowel, that is A. That is true. A is a vowel. Then I am going to execute this particular line. Sorry. B equals to false. So here the value of B got updated to false here. Again, I will go for a next iteration because value of I is 3. Again, 3 is less than equals to 3. That is true. But third letter of the word is what? S here. S is not a vowel. So again, I will go to increment the value of I. I will be 4 and this will be false. So again, I'm going to check the value of B. Again, it has got updated to false, right? So in this way,
Sir,
this
for
particular code will work.
sir, for was I will fill again put I equal to 1.
Yeah, for the next word, okay. Because here, if you observe, we are doing this for one word. We are moving that word to another table. Then for next word, we are starting from this line number 2 again, right?
Okay, sir.
Yeah, for every word, we are starting from line number 2 like this. So
Sir,
I will be 1 and B will be true.
sir,
Hmm?
in line number 11, if
Hmm?
B, after that what? मतलब,
After that, can you repeat?
if B, then we increment the count to, then we increment the count of 8 to 1. 8, 0 to 1.
We do this only if B is true, okay? If the if condition is true, then only we execute this particular line of code.
But
So,
here it is
Yes.
not
So
written that
option
if
C is
B is
correct,
true.
sir.
but here B is not getting true. So when the B will get true here, as anyone?
Vowels.
When vowel is not, first letter is not a vowel, consonant it was.
Every
Why has
letter
no
is
vowel?
not a vowel.
Number of
Every
So
orders.
if you observe here what we have done, sorry. So if you observe what we have done here for these two words, whenever there is a vowel, this is going to get execute, right?
Yes, sir.
So that is
Yes, sir.
basically false. So whenever there is a vowel, B is set to false, and I am not going to increment the value of A for that particular word because it is not getting true anywhere inside the code. It is true only initially when we consider the next word like this. So
Yes.
B, so for which value of B, this will get increased when B is equals to true. And B will be true only when this if
letter code.
condition is false. If this is false, then we are not going to execute this one, right? It
Yes,
We are
sir.
means that,
direct execute.
yeah, it means that there should not be any vowel.
Yes.
Okay. So
Okay, sir.
there should not be any vowel, right? So number of words with at most one vowel, no, this is not correct. Exactly one vowel, no. Number of words without vowel, yes, this
Yes,
is
sir.
correct, right? You can take any thing, for example, let's say any example, let's say th, let's say th
Fly. Fly.
f l y, just fly. Okay, we don't a e I o u. Yeah, so take an example for fly. Here letter count is what, 3 here, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So if
sir.
you observe for the first letter, I is there, letter count is 3. 1 is less than equals to 3. Yes, first letter F is not a vowel, so we are not going to execute. Increment the value of I to 1, 1 plus, 1 plus 1, 2. Again, go for the next iteration. Second letter of the word is L, again not a vowel, so we are not going to execute. Again, go for increment the value of I to 3. Again, check condition. 3 is less than equals to true. Yes. Again, Y is not a vowel, third letter. So this is how this is not going to execute. So that's why after this iterating to this while loop, if B is not getting update to false, then here we have B equals to false, B equals to true, because initially the value of B is set to true only, right? And then only I can increment the value of A. So the number of words without the vowel, that is going to get counted here in A.
Sir,
Anyone,
we
any
have
doubt
two.
here?
Sir, we have two things for B. B is equal to true and B equal to false. How in 11th row, how we know B is getting it true? For true, we have add 1.
So this is what I explained right now, right? This is about the while loop. If in the
Yes,
while
sir.
loop,
I
if
got
B
it.
is
I got
getting,
it.
uh,
Sir, in first row 4, B equal
hmm,
to true. Then
hmm,
we have in 7th row B equal to false. And we know that while loop until we continue in while loop, if there is no word with vowel,
hmm,
then we execute A equal to 1.
hmm. Then
So, sir, in 11th B equal to, how we know it is true or false?
because initially the value of B is set to true only. It is not
Okay.
going to get update here. Here we are the looping condition, right? After
Mm,
iterating through, this is not going to
we don't,
execute. So
sir.
still
Okay, sir. Okay.
line number 4, then after going through while
True,
loop, we will check this one, right?
sir. True and
Yes,
false
sir.
is just like a number that we increment them. If we check the sixth row, if ith letter of X word is a word, if it is true, when it basically it is true, but increment is written in, sir, increment is false, but in reality it is true. So we have to think about true and false, sir. They are just like
No, no,
two
nothing like
numbers.
that. Nothing like that. Simply, if the letter of that number letter is having the vowel, then only this is going to get true, and then only we have to set B to false, right? If any word we have a vowel, so this condition will become true, and then we have to update B to false. Okay, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Say if line 4 we set B as false,
Hmm.
then
Then it is not never going to get uh true. Okay, because here we don't have any
Then
true
we
condition
have a
here.
number of vowels, na, sir. If in fourth line B equal to false, then we get, I think, vowels. What?
No, no. If that is not correct, right? If I just simply change B equals to true to false here, and here
Okay.
it is true, then what will
No,
this
sir. With
A will represent?
both place we got true.
Sorry?
here also,
Seventh also false.
yeah.
If you make both the B false, we are not going to get anything. Okay,
Why, sir?
this will never become true, na? If B is not true, then how we can increment the value of A? A is not going to represent anything.
But sir, in fourth we also put B equal to false.
If this is false, then where it is true, becoming true?
Never.
Then that's why I'm saying it
Then
is
it's a
not going
false
to.
question. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Is
So
here incorrect line initialization of B will correct, no? Yeah.
initialization of B, can you repeat?
So
Incorrect.
if a question is given and uh, ask for which line is incorrect.
Okay.
Yeah,
So yeah,
procedure
if
could have a mistake, then line 4 will become incorrect, right?
yeah, in that scenario, line 4 will be incorrect because we have to set B to false. Okay, if everything is correct here. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Excuse me,
Now
sir.
what? Yes.
Sir, in 11th line, we have if B in bracket, which basically means B is true, right?
Yes.
B is true means no. If it is not getting updated here, then the value of B is true initially. Okay.
So the basically they are asking is this B is not updated, right?
No. We want what A will represent. So A will increment only when this condition is true. Okay. And inside the condition, we have only B. If
No,
B is
my
set
question
to
is
true, huh?
in 4th line we have incremented B as true, right?
Hmm.
In 7th line we have a condition if the letter that ith letter is vowel, then B is updated to false.
Yes.
But the question is if B then A is equals to A plus A, here B means it is true or it's false.
They're asking if it is true or false. If it is true, in that case, A will get incremented by
Yeah.
1.
So here we are
Okay.
checking if B is true, then only we are going to execute. This is how if works. If condition is there, right? If condition and then we are going to execute. Okay. So this
Okay.
is the condition and this should be true, then only we are going to execute. But here condition is
Sir,
B only. The value of B is true, then only we are going to execute. Otherwise, not. Okay.
Okay.
sir, if
Yeah.
11th line
What is
above
the
10th
difference
line,
between
then
while
Just one
block
by
and
one.
if block?
Okay. While
sir,
and if I will
if
come to that. Yes.
sir, if 11th row is upper than 10th row, between 9th and 10th, then
11th row is
11th and 12th row is between 9th and 10th.
Means under while loop.
under while loop, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. In that
Yes,
scenario,
sir.
it depends. Yeah, it depends. So if it is outside this if block, then simply we are checking for every condition. Okay. So it will not give any
Yes,
meaningful data.
sir.
Okay. We are not going to get any meaningful data from this. Okay. Okay. So someone asked
Okay,
about
sir.
if and while a condition. So while I
सर
already
सर
explained
सर
here.
वन मोर सर मतलब एक सिली सा डाउट कि
Hmm,
इधर अगर वर्ड में एक भी वॉवल वॉवल निकला तो ए को इंक्रीमेंट नहीं करेंगे.
Yes, yes.
वर्ड में एक भी वॉवेल हाँ एक भी वॉवेल नहीं है तो इंक्रीमेंट नहीं करेंगे बिकॉज बी कभी
ओके
ट्रू होगा ही नहीं. ठीक है.
हाँ ठीक है हो गया. थैंक यू.
तो सर मीन बी ट्रू देन होगा अगर अपने पास कोई वोवल नहीं निकला इधर.
Yes,
Hmm.
because here B is getting updated to false only when this will become true. If condition,
Okay.
right? Now this will become true only when there is a vowel inside the word. Okay.
So sometimes given just like if not B. Yeah,
Yeah.
I see in some cases. Yeah, just like 11th line is like if B is not us. Yeah, same thing.
So here,
What?
yeah. So if B is false, not B will be true. If B is true, not B will be false. Okay.
Means
Sir,
here
then
just
not be equal to false.
Yeah. So
if we
not
put
indicates the opposite of that. Okay. So if the value
Okay,
of B is
sir.
true, then not B will be false. Not B will be
Okay.
false. If the value of B is false, not B will be true. Just opposite of that. Okay. What are the value of
like
B is there? Hmm?
if we put this line in uh, line number 11, then what's happened in procedure for?
If I just simply change to not B, now tell me what A will represent.
Yeah, nothing.
A represent with vowel, na?
Vowel, yeah.
Yeah, A will represent at least one vowel in the word. Okay. Because this is going to set false if there is a vowel. And that's it. Not of B will become true. In that case, we are going to increment the value of A. So if any,
At least how?
at least one.
Means
It doesn't matter
at
how many
least one.
vowels I have, because if I have only one vowel, so this is going to set true. Sorry, B to false. and not of B will become true in that scenario, right?
So means whatever in line 7, always line number 11 always put totally sorry, what I want to say.
No,
Whatever
see,
line
so
B is
don't go to
false.
line number 11 directly. First execute the while loop, okay? First
Yeah,
execute
yeah.
the while loop, check the value of B. If the value of B is false after executing while loop, then it is not going to execute this one, okay? Condition is false. If B is not getting executed, it means the initial value of B is set to true. So value of B will be true. So don't jump to line number 11 directly unless you go through entire while loop here, okay? First while loop will execute, then line number 11 will execute like this.
Line number 11 is only possible if B is true, right?
Yeah, yes. This will be true only if B is true, then we can increment the value of A.
Okay, okay.
In this case, we can say line number 11 always put the value whatever B implies in line number 4.
Yeah, in this case, because if there is no vowel in that, so if there is a vowel, so this will get
Sir, let me
updated here.
clarify, sir.
Okay. Hmm.
Let me clarify.
But there is one thing. If line 11 only, sir, if we execute it only if B is true, then sir, then why would we use while loop, the second one? If ith letter, then
This is what I want to check whether whether is a vowel in that or not, right? So for this only, I am going to use this while loop. I want to check whether vowel exists or not. Okay.
Okay,
So we
okay,
want to check. This is our requirement.
okay.
So here I am checking if letter is a vowel or not. If it is not a vowel, then simply I will go for a next line here like this. If it is a vowel, then I'm going to update the value of B to false. You can try out this example, it was, and with the fly, what we have discussed. Okay, you can see.
Sir,
So you can do one thing after the session. I will share this question. You can again solve by your own. Okay.
okay. Sir,
Yeah.
one doubt that
Hmm?
during this type of pseudo question,
Hmm?
मतलब हमको ये भी देखना पड़ेगा ये पर्टिकुलर डाटा सेट एवरी टाइम.
No. See, once you have gone through data set, you will get to know, okay, this is the first sentence. So that's we are saying, just go through a data set before the exam. In the exam, you are only going to get template. So if you see common data set folder, we have a template. So that will be given in the exam, not entire data. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So question can be solved based on this. If you observe, for this question, we don't require the data set, right? Yeah. Okay. Now let's move on to a next question here. Similar type of question, but here we have one while loop easier than a previous one. The pseudocode is given to us. Library data set. Sorry. A is equals to 0, count equals to 0, right? We have two variables here, and the value of those variable is what? 0. We are assigning the 0 to count and A as well. While table 1 has more rows, read the first row X in table 1. Here we have to incrementing the value of count. Count equals to count plus 1. If
Basically count is here, the number of rows, I think.
okay, let me discuss. So count equals to count plus 1, right? And then we are checking if this condition is true. Now what is this condition? Author is not equals to, is a symbol of not equals to, exclamatory mark and equal to, that is basically not equals to. Author is not equals to Kalam and is there, and language is not equals to English, then only we are going to increment the value of A. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
And this
sir.
is, and then we are moving to table 2, and again we are going for a next iteration here, next word here, right? So just tell me, here I have one table like this. Okay, this is the column, and this is the table 1. Okay, so table 1 has more rows. Let's say I have 1 2 3 4 5 rows, and here I have table 2 like this. Okay, same column. This is C1, C2, C3, C1, C2, C3. Initially empty. Now table 1 has more rows. Read the first row X in table 1. So I am reading this particular row. We are saying sorry, count equals to count plus 1. Now, can anyone tell me? Don't worry about this if statement as of now. If I keep executing while loop, what this count will increment? For the first row, the value will be 1. If I go by
Total
next
number
while
of
loop,
books. We'll just count the number of books.
number of rows, or I can say number of books. Yeah, total
Number
number
of
of
books,
books in
yeah.
the data set or library data set, right? Because I am taking one row from this particular uh, T1, I am incrementing the count, I am checking this condition, I am moving this row to table 2 here, right? Like this. Then if I go for a next iteration, I already moved this particular row. I have to go with second row now because this row is already moved to table 2. Now in this way, I am going to count number of rows. So count is going to give me number of rows, or I can say number of books in that particular data set. Now this is clear to everyone, right? Count.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Now
sir.
what about this if
Yes, sir.
condition? If
If
author is
author
not
is not,
Kalam
If
and
author is not
language is
column
also not
and
English.
language is not English,
So then only we
then
are
we
going to
will
increment.
increment. Yes.
So what
Okay,
A
sir.
will representing? What A will represent?
Number
The
of
books
books
that are
which are
written
not
by
written
author
by
column
Kalam
and
and
in
not
English.
English.
Both
the
Yeah.
written by Kalam and
both
in
condition
English.
has to satisfy. Right. So the number of books that are not written by author in author column in English. I think.
Both the conditions should satisfy. If
Uh,
any one condition
Yes,
is there,
sir.
still also it is false, na?
Yes, that's
Yes,
why both
sir.
of them has to satisfy. That's why I
मतलब
say
A represents that A
number of
represents the
books
books
not
that are
written
not
by
written by Kalam and
column
not
in
in
English,
English.
not in English. Yeah, both has to satisfy.
Mm-hmm. No. See, here
Sir,
and condition is there, right?
sir,
Okay.
if one
You
of
are
them
saying
is
about A. Yes.
satisfied, then it is.
Okay.
Sir, so the number of books that the author should not be Kalam and the
Huh.
language should not be in English. Is that
Yeah,
correct,
yeah.
sir?
Yes, you are talking about A, right? Correct. So this will
Yes,
get
sir.
increment only when author is not Kalam and language is not English. Then only A will increment. Okay. So out of all
Yes.
the books, A will represent the author having Kalam like not equals to Kalam and language not equals to English, right? Now, if
Yes.
A is clear, count is clear.
Yes, sir.
Now, I am subtracting B equals to count minus A. So, from all the books which is available from the library data set, that is basically count, I am going to subtract this much book, A.
The
Then
option
what this
A,
B will represent?
Sir,
the
number
number
of
of book
books
written
that
by
are written
author
by
Kalam
author Kalam in English.
in English. Option A.
Number of books written
Option
by
A.
author
Actually,
Kalam
number of
in
books author
English.
Kalam in English.
English.
Yes, sir. Option A.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay. What about option number B? Not written by, no, it's not like other than Kalam?
But
No.
it can be either written in English, it can be written by author
Either
Kalam, or it
not.
can be both.
Either not and, sir. Not either. It's and.
Sorry, where?
Both of the situation have to write, na, sir.
No, no. I am saying what this B will represent.
Number
So
of books
B,
not written by
Sir,
author.
number
option
of
D. Number
books
of
that are
books
Sir,
written
option
by
B
author
or
Kalam.
Sir, option
capital
D
B?
maybe.
The
Yeah,
so
can
option
be
D,
number
sir.
of
option A,
option
C,
D
or
is
D.
right,
A,
right.
C, anyway,
D,
B
sir.
is not correct. A, C, or D. Out of these three, which one is correct?
yeah.
A,
D
A.
Sir,
one, sir.
option D.
Option D,
Option
sir.
Option
D.
A, sir.
Okay,
Option D,
okay,
sir.
okay. We'll discuss A and D. Okay. So what
Okay,
A
sir.
is saying, number of books written by author Kalam in English, right? What about a book which is written by me, for example, Piyush? So author equals to Piyush. That is basically what? Not equals to Kalam. So Piyush not equals to Kalam. That is a true. And language say I have not written in English, right? So that is basically false, right? Piyush is not equals to Kalam. That is basically what? True. So we are going to increment the value of A. And if I subtract this, then
The Kalam and
Sir, there is a
language
and
English
na.
should be the
Option A
A
answer.
is
is
not
can be
or.
there.
A is the correct answer, sir.
How can we say there is no
Correct.
author of that Kalam and we can
No,
implement?
no. I am
Sir,
We
saying
can't
that
na.
Sir,
I am a
basically,
Sir,
author.
what?
I have a doubt.
Sir.
I am
In,
returning
in
this in English book. Okay. I am a
okay, sir.
author. I am returning the book in English language. So author not equals to Kalam. That is correct, right? What about this one? Language not equal to
Sir,
English?
it is an and
Sir, I
condition.
have a doubt.
In this
Correct,
condition,
correct.
Option B will be
both the
correct.
things has to be true. Both the
That is
things
first.
has to be true. Then it
Huh.
is applied in this.
Yes, sir.
No, no. Wait,
It is
what I'm
not or
asking.
condition.
So wait, let me complete first, right? So what
Okay.
I'm asking, if author is Piyush, so it is not equals to Kalam, that is basically false, right? So
Okay,
that
sir.
is basically true, right?
Yes.
Now I am returning English language. So English not equals to English. Is it true or false?
It's
False.
Sir, it is
False,
true here,
right?
but
Option B.
No, no, wait, let me complete. So this is true and this is false. True and
false.
false is what? False.
false.
It means we are not going to increment the value of A, right?
Sir, I don't
Yes.
get it.
Sir, this
Right?
showing the contradiction between the variables.
Sir,
No, no, no.
it is it, sir. We have in question there is and condition, and when and condition is there, both the things has to be true.
Okay, but
Then we can
Sir,
apply.
there is a doubt. Sir, let me clarify it. If Kalam written in an English language, that will be okay, I satisfied. But if other author written in English, then उसको भी तो वो चीज मुझे हटाने पड़ेंगे या फिर सिर्फ कलाम ही इंग्लिश में लिख सकते मतलब लिखा है तो ही नहीं
Only
लिखेंगे
नहीं,
Kalam and
जो
English.
दूसरे ऑथर
let,
के द्वारा
let,
लिखी
let
कोई
me
इंग्लिश की
complete.
बुक्स हैं उनको भी इंक्लूड नहीं करेंगे ना.
Let me come. I will come to come
Sir,
that point.
sir,
So
sir,
just take.
answer,
Let
sir.
me complete first. Let me complete. Okay. So see here, what I said. Author is Piyush, not equals to Kalam. That is basically true. But I have written the book in English language, right? This is basically false. True and false is false. So I am not going to increment the A. But if I subtract this count from A, my name is in the count and my name is not in the A. So it means that B will also include the book written by me,
Yes,
right?
sir.
So the option A is not correct here, right?
Okay.
Are you getting my point? This will also
Yes,
include
sir.
the book
Yes,
written
sir.
by other author in English as well.
Sir.
This is going to return also, it is going to include also the other books written by Kalam in other language as well. Okay. Suppose here we have one more book written by Kalam in Tamil. Okay. Now
So
tell me
then,
what this condition will be true. Author not equals to Kalam.
We will not
so then A
increment
equal
the
to
A.
1. A
And
equal to
language
1.
not equal to English.
This is
So,
false, right?
Equal to
so
1, sir.
second
No, no.
condition true हो जाएगा.
False and true, which
See,
is equals to
Kalam is
false.
Kalam is not equals to Kalam. That is
True.
false. How it is true? Kalam is not equals to Kalam, right?
नहीं नहीं नहीं
Yes,
आपने
sir.
That
तो
is
बोला
false.
कि
It is true.
ऑथर कलम है ही नहीं
No,
उस
no.
समय.
I am taking this example, Kalam and Tamil. Okay.
So then
Author
Yes.
is
true.
right.
सर
फर्स्ट
एंड
कंडीशन इज
कंडीशन में
फॉल्स.
हमें दोनों लेने पड़ते हैं ना. जब
That's
दोनों
what I'm.
सही हो तब हम इंक्रीमेंट करेंगे.
Have to listen what I am saying first. Author is not equals to Kalam, but author is Kalam, right? So Kalam is not equals to Kalam. Is this true or false?
False.
False.
False, sir.
And Tamil is not equals to English. Is that true or
True.
false?
True, sir.
True.
True, sir.
True. So false and true will be what?
False.
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 It means I am not going to increment the A here, right?
Oh, yes, sir.
I am not going to remove that from count as well if it is not in the A, right?
Yes,
It
sir.
is there inside the count,
Yes,
but
sir.
not removing from A. It means that it is going to include the books written by Kalam, but
In
in
Tamil.
other language also, other than English as well, right?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Here you can see
Yes, sir.
number
Yes, sir.
of
We got
books
it.
that are written by author Kalam or in English or both. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Option D.
Yeah. So any
Option D. Yes.
author written the book in English, that will also get counted. Any book written by author Kalam other than English language, that is also going to get considered. Okay. And if both are thing, that anyway both is true here, right? That's why option A is not correct here, right? And C is also not correct because Piyush English is also going to get considered. Kalam Tamil is also going to get considered here in option in B. Okay. Very good question. Okay. Now tell me any
Yes, sir.
confusion, like whatever you are saying, if you have.
What about we?
Yes. Any question?
What about we?
What about B?
Option B.
Number of books not written by author Kalam in English, right? We are not saying
Here is
about,
in English.
yeah, not written by author Kalam in English, right? That is not correct, right? It can be
Sir,
a
if we consider in a A, so option B is related to A.
sorry, option.
Option B, here is written by A is equal to A plus 1. A is means like author is not the Kalam and the language is not in English. So there is A related to that B
Huh.
option.
Yeah, okay. You mean to say if I ask what A will represent, then number of books not written by Kalam and in English language, right?
Yes, huh?
Yeah, yeah. Then that is B. Yeah, correct. Okay. So if I
Hmm.
say what A will represent here, then option B will be correct. Okay.
Yeah, right. So what about B if we count minus A?
So all the books, and we were removing this one. So option D will be correct, right? Number of books that are written by author Kalam or in English or both. Okay. You
Sir,
can.
but in the option D, there is some language mistake. But the number of books that are not written by author कलम होना चाहिए था यहाँ पे.
Why not? That's what I explained. Take this example, Kalam and Tamil. This is also going to get considered, right?
Okay.
Other than English language as well, but author Kalam, right? This is also correct. So do one thing after the session, try to solve this question. Take this example, Piyush and English, Kalam and Tamil, and again see whether this is going to include in A or not. Okay. So you have to think all the possibility. Okay. Okay. So very good question, and then we'll move to our next question here.
Without example question solve किया जा सकता है क्या?
So that's why you have to consider na all the possibility.
Oh, okay.
Okay. The pseudocode is given to us using the words table. At the end of execution, count stores the number of pairs of verbs such that both verbs either have same letter count or both end with full stop, but not both. Okay. So read the question carefully what we want. Count should represent the number of pairs here of verbs such that both the verbs either have same letter count. Letter count must be same or both end with full stop. So both the what must ends with full stop, right? But not both. Now choose the correct code fragment. Sorry, to complete the pseudocode here. Now count equals to 0. While table 1 has more rows, read the first row x in table 1, move x to table 2. Okay, so we are reading the first row from table 1, moving that to table 2. If x not part of which equals to verb. Okay, you are interested in pair of verbs, so that is correct. We're only checking for the verbs here. While table 1 has more rows, read the first row, move to table 3. So here we are checking part of speech equals to y dot of part of speech. But already we have checked this, right? Unless this condition is true, we cannot insert this into into this block of code, right? If condition is true, then only I can insert or I can execute this particular thing, right? Line of code. So if part of speech is equals to verb, then only I can execute this particular thing. So here part of speech equals to part of speech, then I have to fill this particular code, move all to table 3. Okay. So in, so yeah, sorry.
The option 1, I think.
In this, for such type of question, we have to go option wise. So what about the first option here?
So option 1 is correct, I think.
It's correct, sir.
Take first option, try to execute the code and see whether you are getting this or not. Okay.
Yeah.
So what we are checking if letter count equals to letter count or not. Yes.
Please, someone's microphone is on.
Please mute.
पेन में आता है वाला वो
Please, if you are not studying and talking to sir, then please just mute sir.
Yeah, I have muted everyone. Okay. So yeah. Okay. So here first option is if okay, is it visible or shall I increase the font?
False.
It's okay,
No.
sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Sir, it's okay,
So
sir.
if letter count equals to letter count, so we are checking for those pair of word because we are interested in pairs, right? And anyway, here we have nested while loop, so we are checking for pairs. If letter count is same, then we are going to increase the count. Okay. So what we want, number of pairs, we are checking for pairs. Verbs already satisfied, already checked here. Then already we have checked for both the words. So that is also true. So we don't have to worry about the pairs and the verbs here, right? We have to check for letter count or both end with full stop, but not. So we have to worry about only this particular scenario now. So what this count will increment? Count will increment when the letter count is same, right? But or both ends with full stop. If letter count is not equal, it means this is false. Let's say I have it, I have was. So letter count is 2, letter count is 3 here. 2 is not equals to 3. In that scenario, I will go for else block here. Now here I am checking if x dot word and y dot word ends with full stop or not. If that word ends with full stop, then I'm going to increment the value of count here again, right? So either this will get executed or this count will get executed. Both the count cannot be executed. Are you getting my point?
No, sir.
Sir, so
Yes.
yes,
See,
sir.
this is
So A
if
is
else
correct.
block.
Yes, sir, I
Yes, sir.
got it.
Because of the
If
else,
this
you are
see,
checking
yes,
either that one will get executed or this one,
yeah,
right? If that is already satisfied,
Any
then
one
there
of
is no
them is
use of
correct.
the else operator. Yes, sir.
yeah. See,
Either if or else will be satisfied.
yeah, I will discuss it again. If this condition is true, then I'm going to increment the count. But if this condition is false, I will go for a else block. Again, I will check for this particular condition here, right? And then I'm going to increment the value of count. Okay. So if letter count is equals, it means same letter count, I am going to increment the count, or both end with full stop, also I am going to increment the count. But here it is, but not the both. Is this correct? Both the things should not be satisfied for the count. Anyway, both the conditions are not getting satisfied for the count, right? In this option A.
No, sir, it's not.
Sir, it's not.
So it is satisfying my criteria that same letter count or both ends with full stop or but not the both, right? So option A is correct here, right? But it is MSQ. Okay, we have to see for other option as well. We'll discuss that. Okay. What about option number B?
It's wrong because
False.
there is no
It's wrong.
else.
Because
Sorry, it's wrong.
yeah,
It's
it's
wrong.
Yeah.
wrong.
It's executed both at a time.
See why it
We
is
don't have
wrong.
else loop.
No, not because of that. Why it is wrong? Our requirement is that same letter count or end with full stop, but not both. What if we have two words with same letter count? So count will increment. Also, both are ending with full stop. That is also going to get increment, right? But here we are incrementing count 2 times. This should not
Yes, sir.
happen, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, option B is not correct. It is incrementing count twice and also incrementing for both the conditions. So anyway, option B is not correct here, right?
Yes, sir.
What about option number C? If words ends with full stop,
Sir,
then we increment
it
the
is
count.
true.
It is
I
true.
think
It
True.
is correct, sir.
so.
It's true, sir.
Else letter count equals to count 1, right? So same as option
Yeah.
number A, but
All.
simply changed it, right? So A, C
Yeah.
is
A
also
and
correct.
C is correct.
What
Yes,
about
it
D?
is also right. No, yes, sir, it
Sir,
is
D
also right.
also is correct.
No,
Option
false.
D is also
4 is
correct,
also
sir.
right, sir.
How D is
Sir,
D is
correct?
D is
also
also right.
Sir, either letter count will be equal or they both
or
will be with full
or both
stop.
will end with full stop.
Or
There is
there
an
False.
is
or
Sir,
option.
option.
It's
I
not
think
correct,
only D
sir.
Okay.
option is correct.
No, see,
No, no.
here
Only
we have
A
this
and C
one
is correct.
or and this one, right? Like this and ending with full stop. So when this is correct, this is also correct. Both are correct. In that scenario, count will get increment. But I don't
But there is
want
or,
that.
sir. Sir,
Yeah.
If
but
So
there
there
is
is
this is
or.
orange,
Either the letter count are correct or the word are correct.
but
Yes,
we
sir,
don't
only
want
or.
both the things, right?
But it
Yes,
is
But
sir.
not
incrementing
both.
single time, sir.
But
Yeah.
So
there it's
that
not
So
written and.
Sir, it is incrementing for only single time, na?
बट द मेन कंडीशन इज कि दोनों वो ट्रू नहीं होना चाहिए ना.
yeah.
हाँ तो यहाँ पे
Our
दोनों
वहां पे
requirement is
अगर
मतलब
that
वहां
both
पे
और की
अगर
वजह
ट्रू
से
हो
अगर
गया तो
फर्स्ट
काउंट
ट्रू हुआ तो
फिर
सेकंड
गलत हो जाएगा.
right. So there can be some instance where for letter count can be same and both letters are ending with full stop as well. In that
Yes,
scenario,
sir.
both will be true, and true or true will be true, and this will get increment. I don't want that. I want not both. Both the conditions should not be same. Okay, should not be true at the same time. So option A and C is correct here.
Yes.
Not
Sir,
Option number
please
Sir,
C.
explain
Yes, sir.
why
condition
D
is
is not
saying same,
correct.
na?
Sir, please explain C number, sir.
so C and A are both are same thing only. We have just changed the condition. Instead of writing this here, we are writing it here, and we are writing it here. Okay. So if this is true, then count will increment. If this is false, then we'll go for else block. Same in option number C as well. Okay. But why option D is not correct? Our requirement is
Because
that,
any
but
of them is
not
correct.
both. No, requirement is that both the things should not be there. Okay.
Yes,
And this
sir.
is going to consider both the scenarios. So that's why this option number D is not correct. Yes.
The option E is, I think, not correct because
Which one?
later
Option
count,
number
sorry,
Sir, if we
C.
go
the
in
C.
first,
So
sir,
can you
please go in
explain
first
it?
option. So in first option, we if we check first verb and it is correct, then we don't have to see in second. But how we know that if we don't check second, then how we know it is correct or wrong?
No, we are not interested in that. Read the question first. We want either the same letter count or both end with full stop, but not the both, right? If letter
Sir,
count
but
is
if
same, I'm going to increment, right?
sir, if letter count is same and we will increment,
Hmm.
then we don't know whether the second option is correct or wrong. Correct.
Second
Because
option or
it
second
is
condition.
already given in our
Yes, sir. Second
code
condition.
part. While loop in nested while loop already given x part of speech equal to y part of
Yeah.
speech.
So we are not checking for verbs here. Anyway, part of speech getting satisfied.
Yes,
So
sir. But
we are interested in letter count or both end with full stop. So either we have checked for this, that's it. One condition is satisfied, that is enough for me to increment the value of count because I don't want both the things, right?
yes, sir. It means but if we one of the one condition is right, then we don't have to see second.
Hmm.
Bro,
Let's
if
see if
else
else.
statement, if his count else will be not ignored. If else is if is
If it's
wrong,
false,
then
then we
else
have
will
to
be
go
same.
for else block. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
It's MCQ, so
No, it is MSQ. I think it is
not MSQ.
it should be
It is
MSQ. Okay.
MSQ multiple select question.
Two options are correct. Yeah.
More than one option, correct.
Okay. Now, simple question. You just need to take the value of A, B, C and tell me the answer. What will sum for this one? So A equals to 4 here, B equals to 8 here, and C equals to 2. So everyone should give me the answer for this. Okay. Very easy question. You should not do any mistake here. Tell me the
Sir,
answer for this one.
sir, NAT means?
Numerical answer type. So answer will be
Oh,
numerical here.
okay, okay.
Integer. Yeah. So
6
here
is
you have
answer,
to
sir.
simply mention
Its
the
answer is
6
6.
is answer.
6.
6 is.
6. Okay. How 6?
B
Let's
is
discuss
greater
that.
than C and B is greater than
Because B is equals to 8 is greater than A and also greater
no
than
no
C.
no no.
So
B is greater than C and B is greater than
yeah,
A.
that's what I said.
See here,
Yeah.
if condition A. So 4 greater than C, sorry, 2, that is true, right?
But
True.
Yes.
And 4 greater than B, that is 8. Is
So
that
C
true?
is
That's
correct.
It's
false.
not. It's false.
So
Wait,
true and false will be false. So we go for else block here.
else block.
Now check for B greater than C, 8 greater than C,
Yes.
2,
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
and 8 greater than
Then
4.
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
sir.
If this is true, then we are going for this one sum. And A plus
And
C
this
is
is
what?
answer
4 plus 2 is
4
what?
plus 2,
6.
6.
Yes, sir.
Then else we are not going to execute and return sum. And sum is what? 6 here. Okay, simple
What is
question.
written,
Sorry,
sir, in line 14? What is return sum?
return C. This is a
value of
procedure or
C,
function,
value
right?
of sum.
Here you can see this is a function procedure. So how this works? Suppose I have this 3 input, for example, 4, 8, 2. And if I mention like this, the name of this procedure and 3 arguments here or 3 inputs here, then we have to use this particular procedure. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now the value of a, b, c is given to us, and then we have to do this particular thing here. And if you observe, the value of sum is getting written here, and at the end of all the code, it is going to return the sum. Okay. Whatever the value of sum will be, it is going to return that. The output of this will be 6. Okay.
And sir, if we are calling this procedure, we can use the value of sum from here.
We can?
If we are calling the procedure, then first calling will be there or procedure will be done first?
Calling procedure. Simply, if
we
you
are
just mention the like this, it means we have to use this particular procedure. Okay. This name, msum, that's it.
so from there return will be there.
Yeah. So in the last session, I have discussed week 4 practice assignment. In that, we have discussed many examples on this procedure. Okay. So please watch that session, Saturday session. Okay.
That's why it's an excellent session, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So let's go to a next
Sir,
question.
which one? Which one session you were talking?
Saturday session. Okay. Yeah. I'm not able to understand. So you can watch Saturday session 6 to 8. In that, we have discussed week 4 practice assignment question, and most of the questions are based on procedure, so you can just refer to that. Okay. Okay. Next question. The following pseudocode is executed using the scores data set. What A will represent at the end of execution, right? So A is equals to 0, while pile 1 has more card. Read the top card X from pile 1. A equals to A plus is in sequence X. So here you can see what is this? It is a procedure, right? So I have to go to this procedure now. I cannot proceed it further unless I got the value for this. So now I'm going to call this particular procedure here at line number 4. Okay. So from line number 4, I'm going to go for line number 7 like this, because here we have procedure. So
highest in chemistry and lowest in physics.
yeah. So here you can see we have X. X is basically what? Card. If you see a scores data set, we have a sequence number, we have name, we have physics, chemistry, marks like this, right? Let's say I have 80, 70, 60, 60, 70, 80, 70, 60, 80 like this, right? Physics, chemistry, mathematics. Now we are checking for the first row here. First row here. Physics marks less than mathematics marks. Is this true?
False.
80 less than 60? False, right? So we are not going to enter the code here. Simply we are going to return 0. So I'm going to return 0. A equals to A plus 0. That is basically A only, right? We'll go for a next iteration here. Now, what about the next row?
Physics is less than mathematics. True, sir.
So physics is basically 60. Mathematics is what? 80. So physics less than mathematics, that is true. Now I have to check for this as well. What about this? Mathematics is less than chemistry?
False.
False.
False, right? So again, we
False.
don't need to go to the return statement. I will exit this if block. I will return 0. So again, A is 0. We are not going to increment the value of A. Go for a third thing here. What about this third condition?
First one is
So physics is what? 70. Mathematics is what? 80. So 70 less than 80, that is true. What about second condition?
It's true, sir.
It's
true.
false.
False, sir.
Mathematics greater than chemistry, right? So here
Yeah, false.
Less than
false, sir.
It
let's
will
make it
return
90. Okay, let's make it 90.
up true हो जाएगा.
Yeah. So 80 less than chemistry marks, right?
Yes.
That is true. Now, if both the conditions are true, then we are going to return 1.
1.
Now, if you observe, okay, if I return 1 here, I am going to increment the value of A. That is what A is going to represent. But when this is going to return 1, can you tell me by looking at this one, what you can observe?
The lowest in physics and highest in chemistry, sir.
Yes, lowest in physics and highest marks in chemistry, then only we are going to return 1
From
here. Okay.
Sir, A minus
sir,
क्यों
I
किया?
think it's math.
What?
Sir, I think it's lowest from math and highest from math in chemistry and physics.
Lowest in maths
No,
and highest in
lowest in physics
chemistry.
and highest in chemistry. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, A.
If you
Sir,
observe here, if is there, so I can write this as like this: x dot physics less than x dot mathematics, and
Yes, sir.
x dot mathematics less than chemistry, right? So if you
Yes, sir.
observe here, lowest marks in chemistry, highest marks in lowest marks in physics, highest marks in chemistry. So tell me which
in
option is
that case,
correct.
sir,
Option
physics marks
A.
must
Option
be
A, sir.
less than chemistry.
Physics marks will always be less than chemistry. Yes.
So
Which one is correct?
Yeah, and
Number of students with highest marks in
option A.
chemistry. Option A is correct, right? Highest marks in chemistry and lowest marks in physics. Okay. So this is how we can find out number of students, highest marks in chemistry and lowest marks in physics. Anyone need doubt in this question?
Sir, return 0 is when
No.
the procedure is false, and return 1 is when the procedure is true.
Procedure true or false नहीं होता है. See, procedure is
Uh,
going to return
मतलब
some value. If
yeah,
this both the conditions are true, then we are going to return 1. Okay.
okay,
If
okay, okay.
this is true or this is false, then return 0. Or if this is false, then we are going to return 0. Okay.
Okay, okay.
Okay. Procedure can return this value as well.
Sir,
1,
why
0.
int is sequence?
Sorry. Why?
Sir, why
so
it is
means
in 14 row?
Huh?
Sir, in 14 row, int is in sequence.
This is
Int
how
means it's in
procedure.
none.
So this procedure we have started here and we have ended
We
here.
have to
Okay.
say, sir, we have also say move to row 4.
Row 4.
Move to row 4 or actually uh, in the place of 14 row and is in sequence.
No. Here we already we are starting the procedure. We are ending the procedure here, right? So this is how we can define a procedure or in function. Okay. And if you see line number 5, we already moving that row or car to another pile too at line number 5. Okay. So we are going to call this procedure at line number 4. Then we are going for line number 5.
Okay,
Okay.
sir.
So
Okay,
please
sir.
watch previous session, Saturday's session. In that we have discussed many examples on procedures.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great.
Sir, in qualifiers, we will just don't require the entire data set now. We will get these kinds of questions only.
Yes,
In the,
question will be based on template only. Data is not required here.
okay.
Yeah, but I will suggest you to go through data set once, because if you know, like for shopping this data set, what are the cards? Or if you see word data set, it was Monday morning. Morning then comes with full stop. If you remember this sentence, then you can easily use that and apply the pseudocode, right?
Sir, we will see lecture. That's enough, na, sir?
Sorry. Lectures are enough for what?
For data sets.
Yeah, just go to just practice PA and GA, okay, using a data set. So that will be more than enough, okay?
So where did I got it? Got that?
So practice assignment and grade assignment, you can solve the questions, okay?
Oh, yes, sir, I do it. I
Okay.
done.
Consider the following pseudocode is executed using the scores data set. What will count represent at the end of execution? MCQ, right? So let's discuss the pseudocode. Count equals to 0. While table 1 has more rows, read the first row x in table 1, move x to table 2. Okay. We have moved that particular row to table 2. Here we have one more while loop, right? So we are dealing with the comparing two rows. So I can say pair here. Table 1 has more rows. Read the first row y in table 1, move y to table 3. Count equals to count plus find pair. So what is find pair here? Procedure. Again, we need to go to this particular procedure. Now, what this find pair is doing? It is taking two input. We have X and Y. X is a row, Y is a sorry.
If you want, you can drink some water, sir.
Okay. So here X and Y both are the rows. Okay. Now A equals to false, B equals to false. Both are set to false. Okay. Sorry. If gender is equals to Y dot gender. If for two rows, let's say for table 1, I have a row here, say first row, and the second row. So what we are doing here, we are taking the first row, right? That is basically X. Second row we are taking because we are moving that row to table 2 already. And then from the table 1, we are reading one more row. So that will be table 2. Table 2 will be my Y. Now I'm comparing these two row. Okay. I'm going to compare first row with all other rows. So if gender is same, then I'm going to set A equals to true. Okay. If again I'm going to check this condition. If city is also same, then I'm going to set B to true. Okay, so A is set to true if gender is true. B is set to true if city is same. Now, what is this if condition? A and B. So
Both
you
are
can
same
see.
or not?
Yeah.
So both
A
are
and B.
conditions are true or both are neither true.
Yeah, I will come to that. A and B. So if A and B are true, so this will be true. So you have to see when this entire condition will become true. Okay. So OR condition is there. We have one condition. Here we have one condition and OR is there. If any one of the condition is true, then it is going to return 1. So when this A and B will be true?
When they both have same gender and they're from same city or town.
Yes. A and B will be true when both the rows are from same gender or from same city.
Yes.
Then a value of A and B will set to true. And in that scenario, A and B will be true. Or not A and not B. The value of not A is what? For true it will be false, and for not B it will be true.
Then
B will be false.
neither
Right?
the same gender nor the same city.
Neither the same city. No, see. So I think you
I think
got
for the
this
second
point,
part
right?
they are saying yes.
Yeah. For the first part, this is clear, A and B. So both them must be from same city and both must have same gender, right? Then we are going to return 1. This is clear. Student
Yes,
must
sir.
be from same city and they must have same gender. Then we are going to return 1. So A and B is clear. Now what about this one? When this is true, tell me when this will become true.
Sir, neither the same gender nor the same city.
When both A and B are false. If both A and B are false, it means that not of A will be true and not of B will also be true. So true and true will be true. And when this A and B will be false, when this condition is not true, this is also not true, this is also not true. Because if this condition is true, A is set to true, or if this condition is true, B is set to true, right? If both the conditions are not true, then both the variables are not set to true, right? So the initial values, that is A equals to false and B equals to false, will be as it is. So this will be true when both the students are not from same city and from different gender. Can I say like this? Right? For this part. So this part give me pair of students not from same city and different genders. And here it will give me students from same city and having same gender, right?
Option C will be correct, sir.
Now, if you understand this, because here we have OR statement, it can be this true or this true, or both can be possible. Now, read the options and tell me which one is correct.
Sir, C, sir. Option C.
Option C. Option C.
So option C, correct.
Option
Yeah.
C is correct, sir.
So what about option number A? Count represent number of pairs of students having either same gender or from same city or both,
It's wrong.
or is not there, right? So just from
Yeah.
same gender, it is not going to increment. Anyway, not correct. Represent number of pairs having same gender and from same city. So this
But then
true
the
for
second
only
part
A
is
and
not
B.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
second part is not going to consider. If I just simply give first part A and B, then option B will be correct, right? But here we have second condition as well. Count represent number of pairs who are either share the same gender and come from same city.
सर ये क्वेश्चन ऑप्शन एलिमिनेशन से भी बन सकता है क्योंकि और ऑपरेटर और किसी जगह नहीं है, एक ही जगह है और ऑपरेटर.
No. If I simply
Sir,
change the one
first option is
condition
also
here,
right.
the first is not right. Okay. Let me discuss the option C first. Represent the number of pairs of students, same gender and come same city. So it is A and B. Or who share neither same gender nor the same city, that is not A and not B. Or condition is there, right? So option C is correct here. What about D? But not from same city. No, that is not correct, right? It uh, so option D is not anyway correct. Now, what's the doubt in option number?
Sir, it is saying either the same gender or from the same city, na? Sir, you are on.
But this is not condition.
Or both is also there.
Yeah, but either the same gender. It means that it is going to return the true if they are belong to same gender. Is that a condition? No.
Sir, if it is written there A and B or A or B, then option A will be correct, sir.
Yeah, we'll try those combination. But see, why option A is not correct? We are saying about either the same gender, okay? Or so it is not true. If even we are saying it is from same gender, but city is different. So anyway, it is not going to return one because
Acha,
this will be
yes,
true,
sir.
this will be false.
Yes,
True
sir.
and
Okay.
false will be false, and
Yeah,
here also
okay.
false.
Done.
Right? Now, see, it's not like that or is mentioned, so I can assume this is correct. If I simply change this to this one, I have removed not from A side. Now tell me what this will return. Please mute.
The option is sir.
Same gender but not same city, sir.
See, this will be true with having both same gender and same city. Okay, both the conditions are true. This will be
I
true.
think option B.
What about this one? A and not B. A will be true when gender is same. Okay, if this is true and this condition is not true. Okay, that is basically B is false. So gender is same but from different city. Okay.
Sir, for that option D will be correct, sir.
Yes, sir. D.
Number of pairs of student having same gender but not from same city. Yeah, this will get also considered, but along with that, we will also have having same gender and same city as well. Okay. So anyway, this is going to consider all the possible combination, I guess. Yeah, because
I think option B will be
no,
correct.
see, in this scenario, this will be true. See, what I just said, I just removed not. Let's say A is true and B is false. In that scenario, this will be false. A is true and not B. Not of false will be what? True. So this will be true again. But when I say A is false and B is true, A is false and not of B will be what? A false. So false and false will be false. And here, uh, true and false will be false. Only for that condition, this will return false. Otherwise, for all combination, this is going to return 1. Okay. So may not give the proper idea about this one. I have just given this example. Okay. So you can just try it out. What are the possibilities if I just simply
No
remove?
option is correct for that.
No, for that scenario, no, because we require some more condition. Okay, so this is also possible. This is also possible, but along with that, other combinations are also possible. Okay, if I just simply
Yes,
remove not.
sir.
Okay. Okay, so please try to solve this question. Very good question. Any doubt, anyone?
Sir, in qualifier, what is the difficulty level of the question, sir? Like this or more difficult than? Hello, sir.
Yes, can you repeat? Difficulty level of question.
Sir, what is the difficulty level of question in the qualifier? Like this or more difficult than this?
No, no. If you are able to solve PA, GA, and the mock test that we are going to release, that will be more than enough. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So please solve by your own. Okay. Not just looking at the YouTube channel and submitting the assignment. You have to solve the question, then you will be able to solve these questions. Please mute here. Okay. Now next question here. So I think this question was asked in a Saturday's session by someone. So that's why I have taken this question here. So the pseudocode is executed within a data set similar to a words data set based on the paragraph. So paragraph is given to us and this NAT question. Okay. So count 0, flag equals to true. While table 1 has more rows, read the first row X in table 1, move X to table 2. So when I say X here, right, so it indicates that entire word. Okay, this is X, this is X. Because similar to words data set, and if you see words data set, in every row we have one word there, right? Surrounded by nature, like this. So every word is a row in that word data set. So you have to refer to that. So this sentence, okay? Now move X to table 2. If flag is there, if first letter of the word is equals to S, second letter of the word is equals to U, then we are going to increment the value of count, right? So just go through this and tell me what will be the answer. I will come back in 1 minute.
Sir, what is flag? Flag is a variable which is assigned to true. Can you repeat, please? Flag is a variable which is equal to the.
What you have told fixes the answer.
सर ऑप्शन दिखाई
Count is equals to 3
Yes,
in
3.
that paragraph.
Sir, please scroll down once.
It is a integer type question. You have to write the integer. There is no option in this question.
Yes, anyone answer?
Sir,
What is the
दो
please
शब्द
value?
scroll
तीन है
down.
सर
3, sir.
सराउंडेड मिला
Up to
3.
what you told,
3,
six
3.
is the answer, sir.
It is
सर
6.
ती
Okay.
हाँ,
7, sir.
Okay, we'll discuss that. Okay. So here first letter, let's take surrounded. Okay, read the first row. What is flag initially? True, right? So flag is true. So this condition is true. Let's execute the first condition. First letter of the word is what? S. First word is S. Yes, that is true. Go for second condition. Second if statement. Second letter of the word is U. Yes, that is also correct. Then I'm going to increment
Small,
the value of count.
sorry, it is a small s, right? But you are rounding capital S.
Here assume that uppercase, lowercase are ignored during comparison letters. Okay. So we have to ignore the capital and small letters. So here S and U, both the conditions are satisfied. I'm going to increment the count. Now exit this if statement. Here also, flag is set to false. Now, is that word ending with full stop? No, not true. So this is also false. Go for a next iteration. Next iteration means what? Next word here.
Next word.
What about this by? What will happen to this word by now? Tell me.
Sir, false count equal
Count
to
will not
0.
be incremented.
Count will not increment, yes, sir.
Why it will not increment?
Because the
Because
first
the
Because
first
their
letter
first
is not
letter is
S
not
and second
S.
letter
and the
is not
second
U.
The flag is
first.
false, so
So
if condition is
correct,
wrong,
correct. This is itself
yeah, it won't come to if folder.
false. Because from the previous iteration, flag is set to false. And now here it is false. Right? Now I'm not going to execute this particular thing. No, this is false. Simply go for a next line. Again, here flag is equals to false. Again,
Sir,
word is not ending with
Because
full
there is
stop.
not
But
any full
initially
stop.
flag was true now.
sir, initially flag was true, sir.
No, no, after
So
first
how did you set
iteration,
flag to false? Like there was no
We just
condition executed.
initialized
after
that by true.
first word, first was surrounded. For this, it is false. Sorry, for that first word, it is true. Flag was true, so we have checked the condition. Count is incremented. Then we have set flag to false here because it is starting with S and U. First word, right? Now we are going back to while loop here. We are not going to first line. We are going to while loop here, right? So
Oh,
whatever the
oh,
value,
after the if block completed, flag equal to false. Okay, sir.
yeah,
Understood.
here you can see flag equals to false.
Mm-hmm.
So for
Can
the
you
first
please
word,
tell what
it is
does
got
the
updated.
flag means? मतलब Exactly.
No,
It's
if
a
again
variable, bro.
condition is there, okay, it is just a condition. If this is true, so value of flag, whatever the value of flag, it must be true. Then only we can execute this one. So it's a variable, right? The value
Okay.
of this variable must be true. Then only I can execute this particular thing.
Sir, so
Okay.
now the value of flag is false, sir.
Yeah. So after first word, the value of flag is false only. So it doesn't matter how many times I will go to this particular while loop by nature,
So for
comma.
what we can put false or true?
No, no, let me complete this question first. Then Susan over, often, text all, anything until this particular word. What is birds now? Okay. Doesn't matter which word you take, it will be false always. But now let's go for birds because bird is ending with the full stop. Now what will happen here?
Okay,
Here
Flag
I
will
got it,
also,
sir.
become true.
Flag is
Flag
true.
value will again change to
yeah.
true.
So here also flag is false. That is fine for because from previous iteration. Again, not satisfied because anyway we are not going to execute. Here also flag is false. But what about the line number 13 here? Word is ending with the full stop, right? That is correct. Word is ending with the full stop. So I am setting this to true. Now if I set this to true, now if I go for a next statement, next word is what? Such,
Such.
right?
Yes,
Again
sir.
now here if you go flag is true now for this time because from the previous iteration flag got updated to true. Again same thing, this is true. First letter is S, second letter is U. Increment the count. Again flag is set to false. Again this is not ending with full stop. Again same thing. So I can say in short that number of words, sorry, it is going to count number of sentences which are starting with S and U. That's it.
Sir, what do you mean
Sir,
by flag? It means that if it is putting false, then we cannot while loop can execute it.
No,
Sir, can
flag
you
is
send me
just
the
a
full
variable.
question?
Sir, while
Answer
flag
is
is
yes, sir.
variable, but if it is put it as
One by one.
false, sir, when it is put as false, we cannot continue with sixth row. We can jump into 12th
Yeah,
or
because
13th.
here we are checking, this is a condition, right? So flag is a variable. The value of this flag must be true in order to execute this particular thing, whatever is there inside this if block. If this is not true, then simply go for after this particular thing. This is a indentation here. You can see curly braces, right? Then flag is set to false.
Sir,
Yes,
it's
next
flag
question.
is nothing until it's come to full stop.
Yeah, flag is not going to update unless that word ending with full stop. Then only it is going to set to true again. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Sir,
Sorry, Mr. Marsha.
sir, for
Yes.
the word chosen in first sentence, because flag is false, but after that S and U will be cut. So because flag is false, that's why the count is not incremented, sir. I'm
Yes.
talking
Yes.
them, sir.
Yeah. So if you see here surrounded, uh, it was getting counted, but flag is set to false after this. If you observe Susan, right here, starting with what is starting with second letter is U, but this is not true, right? I cannot insert or I cannot go to inside this particular block unless this is true. This is a false from previous iteration only. So we are not going to count this word here, even though starting
The
with
only
S and U. Okay.
Sir, the only work of flag is true, and then we can
Yes.
procedure from row 6.
Yes. This
Then,
should be true. Then only we can execute this one.
so then we have to iterate again from the next paragraph.
Yeah. After this one here, you can see ending with full stop. This is set to true. Then next word is such. Now this is going to get considered here. Okay.
Sir,
Sir,
so simple
what
count.
I am getting it,
Mm-hmm.
there is a like letter is starting with S and
The answer
second
is
letter
4.
is U, and it's
Hmm.
the word that makes is like makes with a full stop. Then we consider that only, or we can other ones too with a full stop.
No, no. For any word where ending with full stop, for that thing we are going to set flag to true. Okay.
Okay, so in a like 12 and 13 statement is not considered S and U letters.
New letter. No, no. See, we are inside this while loop for every word. Okay. So
Okay.
let's take this sentence again. Such. So first word is such. S-U-C-H. So read the first row. Okay. Now flag is set to true from the previous iteration. This is true. Okay. Now if this is true, then only I can execute this particular line of code. First letter is
Yeah.
yes, correct. Second letter is U, correct. Then we are going to increment the count. Okay. Now this is over. This is over. Now what about this flag? We are setting this flag to false again. Okay. Now again I am checking if that word ending with full stop, such ending with full stop, no. So that's it. We are not going to update. Go for a next iteration. Next iteration is next word. Same thing. From the previous iteration, flag was set to false. So even if I go this moment, so flag is basically false. So not going to execute this one. Again, flag is false,
Yes.
not ending with full stop. So go for every word like this. This will be false always, unless this comes to a full stop, right?
Life. Yeah.
Even if you go to in here, flag is basically false. In is not ending with full stop. Go for a next iteration. Now we have life. So life again, for this word life also we have a false. This is false, not going to execute. Again flag is set to false. But what about the line number 13?
Yes.
Words ending with full stop, we are setting flag to true. Now this is true. Now for the next word, that is basically my rusting, we are going to check this condition. Now from the previous iteration, flag is set to true. Now let's check for the first letter. First letter starting with yes, no, for rusting, right? So
Okay.
not true. I am not going to execute. Again, flag is set to false. So again, this flag will be false unless we reach this end of the sentence like this. So here we are finding out the number of words or
So we are
starting with
updating
the
4.
flag
SU.
to false if
Count equal to
flag
4, sir.
if condition satisfied for line 5.
Okay, so here, right?
False will only update it if line 5 is satisfied.
No, no, it will update to here, true, right? True. If you want to make flag to true, this condition must satisfied if one. Okay, so this will get
No, I'm
executed
talking
anyway.
about false. False will only get updated if line 5 is satisfied. If there is no word ending, so starting with S and U, then flag will be true.
Sir, when count is incremented, then flag is false, na?
No, let me complete here. So here we are checking what is the value of flag. From the previous iteration, if flag is true, then we are going to execute. From the previous iteration, flag is false, then we don't need to execute this one. Okay. So here we are not
But
setting
if
any value. Here we are checking only
flag
there is a
is
value
true,
of
okay,
uh,
flag is true, but the condition given under that letter, first letter of the word is not S and U. Then
hmm,
what will then will it be false or will it
yes,
be
yes.
true?
If this is
That
not
is what I'm
starting with
asking.
yes, R
If this is
starting from
not
R,
satisfied, then
yeah. If it is not satisfied, then we are not going to execute this one. Then come to line number 12. Here we are setting flag to false. Okay.
okay, then also we will set flag to false. Okay.
Because here you can see this is ending it here. Curly braces is here. So this is one block here. Okay. This is an independent line. It is not dependent on any if statement.
Okay, okay, okay. So
You
I
have
got
to
it.
see the indentation. Yeah.
Sir, so actually count is showing the number of sentences whose first
Yeah.
words
Starting
first
with
letter
yes,
is
you.
yes, second is you.
Yes and you.
Yes. Yes.
So
So if
the
you see
answer will be,
here,
sir, at
3.
as we get the condition fulfilled, then we'll add 1 to the count. Then the
Yes.
answer will be 3.
So this one starting, this one you, and
And
this
surely,
one starting with surely. So answer will be 3. Okay.
Okay, okay, sir.
because we initialize the count to 0.
Hmm. No, initially the count was 0. Yes. So we are counting number of those things. So count will be 3. Yes. So please make sure that when I am going for next iteration, we are going for the while loop, not whatever the written above that. Okay. We are not going to consider that. This is we have to execute unless this condition is true. Okay. Till this condition will become false, we need to execute this one. So please keep a note of this indentation part where the while loop is starting, where it is ending. Very, very important. If we'll start here, if we'll start here, if we'll start here. If this is false, directly go to next line number 12. If this condition is false, directly go to after this particular curly braces. If this is false, then after it go to this curly braces like this. Okay.
Sir, how it become 3, sir? Can you explain this?
Now see what we are doing. We are simply counting the word which starting with S and U and the beginning of the sentences. So initially
Yeah.
this was true, so this was getting considered. Now my flag is set to false. At this particular thing, birds ending with full stop. Because if you go for this word as well, anyway, flag is set to false from the first word itself, right? After first iteration. So it
Uh-huh.
doesn't matter
Mhm.
how many times you go. For every word, this is set to false. It is never going to become true unless this condition is true. Now, this condition will be true only when the word ending with full stop, that is for birds. Now, whenever the birds come, this is anyway false, flag is set to false, but here birds ending with full stop. So we need to update the value of flag to true. So whenever I will go for a next iteration after the full stop, that flag will be true. Okay. For the
Mm.
next word, such flag will be true. So again, this is true. So anyway, first letter starting with S, second with U. So this is going to get
Mm.
increment. Okay. Similarly for
Okay.
surely also. So please try to solve this question after the session. You can see the answer is 3.
Sir,
There
so
is a
that's
question.
all for today.
How many words the table one will? So the table one will have the number of sentences in each row, or it will have a word in each row.
Table 1.
Yeah.
Table 1 we have words in each of like in this particular paragraph. So it will be like this. First row will be surrounded, then second by, third will be nature like this.
Okay. Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you,
Because we
sir.
are referring to a words data set, so in that it is like that only. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah. So that's why I said first row means first word. So go word by word here in such a way. Okay.
There is a question.
Yes.
So you said the number of word which start from S and U at the first letter, right?
No, from the beginning of the sentences. Okay. Beginning
Okay,
of the
beginning in the
sentences.
sense not first word. I mean, it can be any
First.
word in the sentence. First word in any in the sentence.
Yeah, first word in any sentence. Yeah.
Correct.
Surrounded
Thank
such
you.
surely like this. Because
Because you
here we
said
have
beginning of the sentence means I thought it's the first word, beginning. Okay.
no, I'm talking about each sentence, so one sentence like
Okay.
this.
Done.
Yeah.
सर
Okay. Yes. I
सर
think
ये
that's it.
बिगिनिंग ऑफ सेंटेंस कैसे मालूम चला है वो एक बार समझा दीजिए
Sorry. Beginning of sentence.
यस सर
See,
फुल स्टॉप की
from
वजह
here
से
to here,
फुल
this
स्टॉप
is
के
one
बाद
sentence. Okay. This entire paragraph consists of sentences. So this one sentence. Again, second sentence starting from such to life. Again, third sentence rusting to sustenance. Third and fourth sentence is surely to magic like this. Okay. So full stop.
यस सर
So whenever the word ending with full stop, we are considering that is basically one sentence. Okay.
नो
From
सर मैं
here
ये
to
नहीं
here.
कह रहा हूँ
Clear?
मैं ये कह रहा था ये सूडो कोड में ये कैसे फाइंड आउट करेंगे कि मैं जो स्टार्टिंग वर्ड है वो मतलब एंड वर्ड लेना है फुल स्टॉप पे या मतलब स्टार्टिंग से लेना है वो समझ नहीं आया
And word.
क्योंकि इफ वाला कंडीशन तभी एग्जीक्यूट करेंगे जब वो ट्रू होगा, ट्रू कब होगा जब वो लास्ट में फुल स्टॉप आएगा, इसलिए फर्स्ट वर्ड को कंसिडर कर रहे हैं.
Yeah. So see why we are executing this one only when this is true, right? A flag कब true होगा जब word ending with full stop. Okay. The next word, whatever the word will be, for that particular word, this will be true. Okay. Doesn't matter if this conditions are true or not. Anyway, after that word, it is again set to false. So here we are only checking for the first word of the sentence for this S and U. Surrounded, search, surely like this. Okay.
ओके ओके सर
But if I slightly change the question, in that scenario, answer will be different. Okay. Remember this. We have many questions on this particular pseudocode and same paragraph, but the answer is different. We are only simply changing one condition. In that scenario, answer will be different for each case. Okay, so you have
Can you give me an example?
example. Okay, if I just said remove this flag from here and add flag equals to false, tell me the answer for this question. Rest is everything same. We are just adding one more condition here.
Okay, then never it becomes true. So it's the first sentence. It checks. How many SU word is there?
In the first sentence.
No, sir. In that case, two condition will be satisfied.
Yes, correct.
After
So
all,
in the first sentence, how many yes word starts with yes you? And after first sentence, it's get false. So it won't be checked the next sentence. That's it.
Here flag equals to false. Okay, sorry.
then sir, the word also end with full stop and the flag should be false. Then we can increment
Then
flag
only we are
equal to
setting
true.
it to true, right? So here we are only counting number of words starting with S and U for the first sentence. So answer will be SU, SU, 2 only. Okay.
तो सर आसान शब्द में अगर हम बोले तो क्या बोल सकते हैं इसको?
Number of words in the first sentence, number of words starting from S and U in the first sentence.
ओके सर, बस
Because
समझ में आ गया.
flag एक बार true हो गया ना, like where? Yeah, initially it is true only, right? So yeah, so wait, this is true. So after this, ending with full stop, flag is set to false. Flag is not false here. Wait, that is not correct. We required one more condition here. And flag is set to false. Flag I need to set to true, right? So and false. Flag is set to true. Yeah. For that purpose, what I want and flag equals to true, and this will be false. Remove this. Now what will happen for the first word? As next, it is starting with flag equals to true, that is correct. Counting S and U, that is correct. Now, if word ending with full stop, no, not ending with full stop. So go for next iteration, but flag is true only. We are not set to false. So by, but it is true, but this condition is not getting satisfied for by nature. What about Susan? This is true, and S and U starting with S and U, so that is correct. We are going to increment the count. Again, word ending with full stop, no, because and condition is there, right? So if you check for this condition, that will be more than enough. So we are keep executing for this. So after this, we'll get these birds. Now here, birds ending with full stop and flag is set to true initially. Now I am setting flag to false. So if I go for any iteration, flag is never becoming true here, right? So this condition will never true. So we are counting number of words in the first sentences. So in the first sentence, starting with yes, your answer will be true. Okay.
Then we have to we do not have iterate again.
Yeah, even if you iterate, so you need to iterate because of while loop, but this is not going to execute because flag is false only. We
हाँ
are not going to set
हाँ
true anywhere in the code, right?
क्योंकि फॉल्स आ गया है फ्लैग अब आप
Yeah,
बदल नहीं सकते उसको ट्रू में दोबारा.
because in code में true है ही नहीं कभी फिर से है नहीं है, right? So this is no, never going to become true, and we
तब
cannot
सर
go for the line number one, right?
काउंट वन आएगा तब.
Count two आएगा. Number of words starting with yes, you,
ओ
surrounded
सराउंडिंग
and Susan.
सुशन हाँ हाँ हाँ.
Yeah, okay. So this type of question, again, we can do multiple things. Here I can remove this flag or I can add one more condition along with this. So depends. So try to solve in that scenario what will happen. Okay. But if you understand this question, then whatever the changes I will do, you can easily solve those questions. Okay. Okay, great. So that's it from my side. This is the 10 question we have discussed. We have covered almost all the topics from week 1 to 4, but I observe that many of you are not familiar with the procedure part. So please go through week 4 again. I think you have not gone through the week 4 lectures as well as the questions. So please go through week 4 lectures. Okay.
Sir, I have doubts, sir.
Okay. Yes.
Sir, when we use procedure, sir?
Procedure is basically, I can say a function. Suppose I want to execute this particular line of code because this is a procedure, right? I want to execute this particular code for every word or for every iteration. I don't need to write this code multiple times, right? I can simply call it as one procedure or one function, and I can use this function. That's it. Okay. So whenever you want to use a piece of code multiple times in your code, then you can simply call the procedure or a function here.
सर यहाँ पे प्रोसीजर को हम फाइंड पेयर के नाम से बोल रहे हैं ना.
नाम फाइंड पेयर है, इट डिपेंड्स. जो भी नाम दिया होगा दैट नेम यू हैव टू कंसीडर. इट कैन
हाँ
बी एनीथिंग.
हाँ ये इस प्रोसीजर का नाम दे दिया गया है यहाँ पे.
For this procedure I can change to anything. Do something, find pair. Okay, study pair, it can be anything. Yeah.
Oh sir,
sir, what is simply calling procedure means?
Calling procedure means line number 8 here you can see count equals to count plus find pair. Count I know that is 0 for the first iteration, but what is this find pair, right? I don't know. So here we are going to call the procedure. So after this, I am going to calling this procedure. So I am going to take this x and y as the input and going to execute this particular code for x and y. Okay. So here
Sir,
we are saying calling a procedure.
Sir, here x comma y is parameters.
Yes, parameter input parameters to this particular function. Okay.
Okay. Sir, also I want to know, sir, what is non-nested and nested iteration?
So if you see while inside the while loop, so here we are doing one iteration. Also, we are going for outer iteration as well. So this is nested loop. Okay. Now we do this if we want to compare the first row. For example, I have this table T1. Okay. First row, second row, third row, fourth row. Four rows are there. If I want to compare the first row with all the three rows, so what I will do? I will take the first while loop, outer while loop, which is going to iterate to table 1, and then a next while loop, which is going to compare the other things. So in table 1 has more rows, so T1, that is the first row 1, for example. Now I am moving that row to another table. Now I left with 3 rows. Now I'm going to compare the first row with the remaining 3 rows, right? So if I want to compare one row with all other rows, in that case I can go for a nested while loop. and अगर ये loop अगर ये nested नहीं है तो not a nested loop. Okay, that's it. So while inside the while, that is basically a nested loop. Okay.
सर एक नॉन एकेडमिक डाउट था सर।
हाँ.
सर हो रहा है कि सब कुछ तो सर बहुत बढ़िया चल रहा है, लेकिन क्लासेस का शेड्यूल सर बहुत क्रैश हो रहा है एक के साथ एक।
No, वो आज तो रिवीजन सेशन था, दैट्स व्हाई। अदरवाइज अपना सेशन हमेशा फ्राइडे सैटरडे एंड मंडे को रहता है, राइट सिटी? Yeah, because of I'm not available for upcoming days, that's why I have taken the session today.
तो सर बहुत बढ़िया सेशन हुआ सर, बहुत मजा आया।
Thank you.
Sir,
Sir,
when you will be
can we
releasing the
find a previous year
questions, sir?
question paper?
Previous year question paper. So I cannot share the previous year question paper. You can ask the other student; they will help you. But I can share this PDF if you want. This is also previous year questions only.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Please you can share this PDF
Yeah.
in the
You
chat.
want with annotation or without annotation?
सर सभी चलेगा,
ठीक है.
कोई सा
So
भी हो।
I'm
Sir,
sharing this
when
in
will be
chat
the
as
mock
well.
quiz will be released, sir?
Tonight I will release after this. You can simply
Okay,
check on
thank
the
you, sir.
left hand side. Okay.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Yeah, I have uploaded the file in the chat. You can just go to that, and I will release the mock test as well within 1 hour. Okay. So
सर
please
आप
solve mock test, and yeah, that will be good enough.
सर आप सर क्या ज्यादा से ज्यादा क्वेश्चन लगा या फिर कॉन्सेप्ट के ऊपर काम करें?
See, if you are able to solve the question, it means your concept is getting clear. Okay. So try to solve questions.
I have one question. I shared in the chat box. Just give me a brief.
Okay.
Ilango, okay, screenshot, right?
Correct.
Okay, so this is the last question I'm going to discuss. After that, we can stop the session. Oh, graded assignment 4, right? So we cannot discuss this before the deadline. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
If you
the
feel
thing is, like,
something
I
is
have
wrong,
doubt.
what is your doubt?
So initially, we are setting it to Q as false on the 10th line. So when you are entering, if not Q means, if it's supposed to be turn into false, right?
See, a Q is false initially, so not Q will become true, right? So for the first iteration, I guess if the part of speech is not an adverb, if that condition is not satisfied, then we'll go for else block, right? In that scenario, not of Q will be true because Q is false, so not of Q will be true.
Okay. Not of Q would be true means, so first word is not adverb. First word is noun. Let's take. So it won't be. Now it is set as already false. So not true means it's not. I should not enter the 10th and 11th condition, right? Until the first adverb.
Yeah, see, the first if condition, that is line number 5. If it is false, then only you can go for a else block, right? Otherwise, you cannot go to else block. If condition is false, then only you can go for a else block. If condition is true, then you can directly go to a line number 14.
If condition is true, then I should go to line number 14.
14, yes, because this if else statement, how this works, if condition is true, then execute whatever is there inside the if block. If that condition is false, then I will go for else block. Okay.
So by
If this
default,
is
if it is not Q also, I should increment the A count, right?
no,
10th and
unless that
11th.
condition is true. So if line number 5 is true, then you cannot go for else block. Okay. It's a if else thing. But if the line number 5 is false, that condition is false, then you will go to else block and you will check whether if not Q. If the Q is false, not Q will be true. If Q is true, not Q will be false. Okay, not means simply opposite of that.
So that's what I'm saying. Line number 10, already I set Q as false. So when so it is not the fifth condition also not true. So still it is false only.
Yeah, if fifth condition is not true, then you will go to else block. And also, if not q is also not true, then go for a line number 14. You don't need to increment, right?
That
Both the
is,
things are
yeah,
false.
that is what actually here the trick is actually from the TA is saying that, so it is automatically it become true, then I have to increment the count as a plus 1, because if, for example, first he took the noun, if it is a word is a noun,
Okay,
so
redhead question, so we cannot discuss. See, but this
okay,
is
see,
enough. Okay, if and else condition, if this is true, then do this. Else do this. Okay, this is what if else is. Or maybe after
okay
week
then.
4 you can discuss. Maybe in Thursday or Friday session. I think Wednesday is a deadline, right?
But you won't be there, right? Somebody will be there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Other TAs or instructor will help you. Yeah.
Sir, I want to ask a question, sir.
Tell me.
Sir, is gender a parameter or male and female are arguments?
Parameter arguments. No, we cannot say like that. Gender is basically a one variable, and male and female are the like we can say possible values of that. So we have gender column, and in that we have male and female, right?
Sir, what's the basic difference between parameter and argument?
In what context you are asking this? In which
Sir,
context?
मतलब
Function, na? Suppose function में दो input लेना है, right? We can call it as parameters or we can call it argument as well. Okay? If you're talking in context of function.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So don't worry. If you're able to solve the question, then yeah, that will be good enough. So yeah, we'll release the mock test. You can solve the questions. Okay.
Thank you.
That's it from my side. Thank you and all the best everyone for quiz and qualifier exam. See you next week.
And
Bye-bye.
this is the questions you are going to release as a mock test today we
No.
discussed.
Different question will be there.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Bye bye.